Boom. What's the damn deal? Your boy Phil. Truly than Trill.
Nigga, I look like you too much.
You do not look like me.
Yes,
you
I
wish
do.
you did. Look at this double chin right here. You don't
I
have
got
it.
one too. I look
Oh
too much
man,
like
so
you.
podcast is coming out Tuesday. Me and Sam. You're gonna fucking love it. I loved it. I loved recording it. It was fun, full of information. It was just a good fucking time all the way around. But you know, to promo said podcast, we're gonna go live and talk about some more shit. What are we talking about, Samantha?
We're talking about why y'all are scared
Of money.
Yeah, why y'all scared?
Y'all scared of the money, man.
Y'all scared to get rich.
You know who I fuck with, that I follow? I just love everything about this person.
Who? Why?
Dolly Mac. I love Dolly Mac. I love Dolly Mac, bro.
I fell asleep on this shit. Like,
I love Dolly Mac because
no, that's my dude. That's my girl.
because she's just like
What?
she's bubbly. She's got a lot of personality. She's always doing some shit. What I don't like is the drunkenness.
I don't follow her anymore.
Yeah, I don't like the drunkenness.
I don't follow
That's
her
it.
anymore.
But I love her. I love her. It's funny. It's funny to me.
Is she? I don't follow her because is she still in the club?
I don't know if she's in the club. I know Dolly Mac trying to record fucking sex tapes and shit, like trying to make she's trying to make porn now.
What the fuck, bro? Like, see, that's not okay with me. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing for specifically for girls like that and like her. You know, she's one of my good friends. I love her. I do have love for her, but specifically that shit, it fucking pisses me off.
Well, maybe it is more. I mean, I don't know this. I'm only saying this to be the devil's advocate. Maybe she's truly in tune with that part of her life. You disagree. I know you disagree because you've seen that other side and how girls cry themselves to sleep and hate their fucking lives and shit.
Yeah, and to me, what that is a call for help.
A cry for help.
That's a cry for help. That's saying out loud, I don't believe I have anything else to give but this. And that is not true. That is not true for women. Exactly. This is the easiest thing I know how to do, and I know how to do it good, right? So I'm gonna make money off of this. No, that is not the. I get it. No, don't get me wrong. I get it. I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. If it pays you and you feel like, but let's be real. It feels better to make money when you don't have to give up your self-respect for it. It feels like a fucking $1 million, and I hate that they're not gonna be able to experience that. You know what I mean? It drives me. It really, really hurts me because these girls have potential to do it. She's smart. Dolly is smart. Dolly is one of those people that can coordinate more bitches into some shit. But you just have to have, like we said, the systematic thinking of it, and she don't have that. She don't have the accord to it. You know what I mean? And
to get to the next level, or what?
Yeah,
what do you
she don't like to have an agenda. Like, okay, back in the day, Dolly was ahead of her time. She got me and some other chicks that we used to work with or whatever, got us all together. We went to IKEA to brainstorm, to feed. Now the next part would have been podcast. You know, YouTube.
Execution,
seminars.
like you said.
Yeah, the execution part. They don't do that because what you have to say, no one's gonna buy that because that doesn't go. It only goes so far. It's not universal. You know what I mean? Selling ass, shaking ass, showing ass. It only goes to a certain agenda of people that are not who we want to reach because that shit keeps you down. It doesn't excel you. You know what I mean? Now, let me give you an example. There's a lady right now on Instagram named Coach Stormy. Used to be a stripper. Used to be out there. Used to do her thing. This chick now is invested in CBD oil, execution. Invested in real estate, execution. Makes seminars, pay her $5,000 to come speak, execution. She's now on a reality show called, I think it's like From the Pole to Progress or some shit like that. Execution, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, those are things that will motivate other chicks like us to watch, to see, and to continue. And Dolly could have been that shit, bro. She could have been that shit even 10 times more than her. And she would have been Mexican chick from Houston. Like
double the culture.
Yes, but that's one of those people that you can't tell nothing to. You gotta let them live their own and go their own path and love them on their way.
Uncoachable.
Yeah, uncoachable. Love them on their way because anytime I would tell her something or do something, I'm hating.
Yeah.
I hate people like that. So I hate that.
Like
I hate
and you're so
that.
far from it because you actually care.
Yeah, even Jasmine.
Which
Jasmine Reese.
Oh, okay.
Our fucking homegirl, our little sister, basically funny as shit. Jasmine could be doing the comedian side of Instagram. Come on now. That's what I hate. That's what I hate. Go into the genuine parts of you and pull them out and monetize them. You have an ass and putting a thong on, that bitch, we all got that. It's not a big deal. It's not cool anymore. It was cool back then.
It was cool 9 years ago.
We made our change on it. Grow up. And I don't mean to say it rudely. I don't want to be ugly. I still love those girls. I still would talk and mentor and be with those girls. But I'm going to keep it real. And you know who did this shit? Cardi fucking B.
Cardi fucking business.
This bitch.
Cardi A.
Cardi B. Cardi B made it cool. She made it seem like it was cool to come from, oh, I was a stripper and I became, But the bad thing about it is that was just the card she was dealt. You know what I mean? Now everybody wants to be cool and be, man, y'all.
They want to start there now instead of being, They want to be like, oh, okay, well, I can start from there. Cool, well, let's go do it. Yeah. Instead of being like, I'm already at a different position.
Yeah, they think that's where you start.
Yeah.
No, because here's the thing. If you were smart, you could start there, get some money, $20,000, $30,000, go make some executions. But that's not how that game works. Because it's a lot more to it that people are not going to be able to do. I can't tell you how to be the best fucking stripper because there's no such thing. Yeah. There's no such thing. You will get drunk. You will feel bad. You will be depressed. And if you don't, you're fucking lying. If you get on here and say you don't, you're fucking lying. Yeah. You say you never pulled over in your fucking Mercedes-Benz and started crying, you're a liar. Don't lie.
That's real.
Be 100% real. It felt, I hate to see girls like that because they can do so much more. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because
to show them like, you can go that route, but if you went that route, you can also come this way too.
Yeah, I want to show them like, it's not a burden on you. It's not a victimness. That can also be your victory. But because of what I used to do and being able to talk to people, I can talk to any man in the world. Old, young, Arab, white. I don't.
Rich, poor. Yeah.
I have the confidence to do it. And I can see people who have, I can see difference. I can read people a lot better. I can read people. I'm just going to leave it at that. But it's not, your victimness is not what you think. It's actually probably going to help you. You know what I mean?
But you have to allow it to help you.
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta let it help you.
You gotta let that shit. Because man, for a long time, me being a victim, fucked me up. Like if you listen to my earlier podcasts and my earlier live videos, people would always be like, "Oh, you feel this way," or "Oh, get over it," type of shit. And that was me getting the fuck over it. Yeah. But you don't understand what it did to me in my early 20s. That was me not getting over it. That was me leaning on it and saying I have mommy-daddy issues. Me at 30 years old and talking about it. It's just me getting it off my fucking chest because so much, you never got talked about.
Basically what you're saying is like, I'm so comfortable with this issue that I have that I can now talk about it. Yeah. And eventually it'll be
it's gone now.
Fix. It'll be fixed.
Gone. I had to say what I had to say to my mother. My mother knows how I feel about her. My mother shared feelings with me that she feels about me and herself. And now our relationship has grown so much more because of those things.
Right, and we'll continue to grow if y'all continue.
Exactly. As long as we were to clear that fucking dust.
This is the thing where I was in the middle, because of course I'm always going to defend my mom, but I get why
But you understood it, yeah.
Yeah, I get why you can say the shit that you want to say about mom, because that was you being comfortable and healthy enough to talk about it. What I don't like is that mom didn't reciprocate that.
No, she didn't.
Because mom could get on here and eat you up, and that's what I want.
Exactly.
Because for her, I wanted her to say.
And for me, it would be the same thing as that I did.
I wanted her to say.
Get some shit off her chest.
Off her chest, yeah. I wanted her to say, "Mom, tell him." Tell him. Let his ass know. Whatever the case, that's all a part of
this whole process.
Therapy.
This is what it's just a process.
Yeah. But she just would. No, I don't want to do it because I don't want to say. Because we know our mother.
Because now look,
I'm going.
That is what a lot of people do. They see stuff and they go through things and they see how it fucked them up. But instead of saying, hey, I have a huge problem and I need to tell someone, they rather drink themselves into a stupor, drug themselves into a fucking coma.
Keep stripping.
You know what I'm saying? Go through depressive fucking states of life and then become mentally fucking ill because they can't say, hey, such and such
hurt me,
was bad to me.
Yeah. They don't want to seem like I was weak enough to even get hurt. Man, what?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like,
how can you? If you never admit that you're weak, you'll never understand the strength that you
that comes with being vulnerable.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I completely understand why you do this, and
now I get it.
Thing.
Yeah. Now I fucking get it 100%, and it's just like I'm teaching my kids to do it as well. You know what I mean? I'm teaching my kids to be. I'm teaching my sons to be vulnerable as men. Imagine that. Imagine a boy who was raised to show and care for and be compassionate and empathetic to people's emotions.
Yeah,
that's a Mexican male. Like, that's our fucking kryptonite.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to teach these kids that. Yeah, black guys too, and white guys as well. Yeah. It's really just our culture as Americans to do that now.
Yeah, when we say Mexican, we're just speaking from our.
Yeah, it's what I know.
Yeah, not like a segregated type.
Yeah, but I do understand the black male and the white male, and we're all kind of the same.
You know what? Something I want to talk about too is that a lot of times people think the money is the goal. They think the money is the award. You know what I mean? I want to do this because I want to be extremely rich and I want to have everything.
No, it's a tool, isn't it?
Yeah, you really can't. You have to go into it and want something more from the passion point, like you said, being passionate. Like, for instance, I want women to see what you could be. You know what I mean? I want to motivate women and be a testimony, a walking testimony for people, for women. And men, I don't want to say, but for women mainly.
The goal is what?
That's my ultimate goal. Yes, the money has to come with that. You know
in order to make it bigger.
Yes,
and grow.
I have to have the credibility and do my job very well. All those things have to come with it. But it comes from a place of passion. And if you don't have that passion, you're going to constantly be doing 5 or 6 different things because until you find that passion.
Yeah.
So you're going to go. Yeah. And so I learned that too. Like, I follow Grant Cardone. You heard about him? Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone was a drug addict. His dad died at 10 years old, faced traumatic emotion, all that type of shit. He was broke. He didn't have shit. Now he fucking real estate tycoon, private jet, everything. You know, like he really changed his life. And one thing he said was, I didn't just want the money. I wanted to be able to motivate people. I wanted to inspire. I wanted to sit at the table next to me and all that shit. You know what I mean? And people look over that because the money.
Man,
I didn't grow up with money, so that's the goal. That's not the goal. That's just a part of the path. You'll get it, but that's not the goal.
Check this out. Another thing, I think people think money is a medicine to cover up and to bandage all the hardships that you went through. Money is just a tool. Money is like fertilizer. If you stack it up and don't spread it around, it's a pile of shit.
Yeah.
But if you spread it the fuck around that field, you grow crops, baby. Like that's a big fucking deal. I know a guy, personally, I know a guy. He's a part of my fucking extended family on my wife's side. This nigga inherited 130,000 large. He's got the fucking, he's got the bad background. He's got fucking felonies. He's a fucking drug addict or ex-drug addict, whatever the fuck. And he inherited 130K. Do you know what he's doing with that 130,000? Blowing it.
And I would have fucking changed my whole life.
You get what I'm saying?
I would change my life with 60.
Nigga, give your boy 10,000.
I would change your life.
With 130,000.
130,000. I'm gonna be a freaking multi-millionaire. I'm buying houses right now. I'm telling you, I'm going to work.
Yeah, exactly. People think that shit is a medicine, and it's not, because I've seen. I'm watching it right now. I see people come across and be like, oh, can you do these things for me, nigga? And it's like, bro, why? Why in the fuck would I help you if you're not willing to help yourself? You want to give me a little bit of fucking money? Bro, you can give me $20,000 and then I'll work for you and I'll create you a business and I'll just own a little bit of it and you can own the majority of it. Yeah, but you don't even want, you're too afraid. You'd rather go buy an $800 pair of cowboy boots versus give me 20 grand out of the 130 and make it grow.
Two things with
because it's not a medicine.
Being afraid to make money is because of 2 things. Instant gratification. People love to have instant gratification. No one's gonna hold their investment like they should in our community. And the second thing will be you just don't believe it. You're so programmed that making this money move is gonna give you a loss. You're so used to seeing the minimum that you don't even understand what it's like to live a luxurious life. Now, see, that was one of the reasons why I did what I did, and I take from dancing and everything. I got to live a luxurious life.
You know what it's like to spend $1,000 on shit on bags.
It was more the experiences. Sitting with politicians at the Polo Lounge downtown New Orleans. That type of shit feeds. You know what I mean? It fueled me to be the politician. You know what I mean? Like, I got to live and rub shoulders with people and understand why they buy $50,000 watches, $100,000 watches. I get it. I understand it now. As a child, I would never spend that much because we didn't grow up knowing that. Now, I don't want a fucking Lambo. I can put a Lambo on my wrist and go buy a private jet because I got real estate shit that I got to get to in Melbourne, Australia. Like, that's the mindset that we need to have. Yes, I probably would buy my husband a Lambo if I could because that's what he wants and I love him. But those shits don't define you. You know what I mean? Those material things don't define you. And that's the thing with women in dancing. They buy that. Oh, I made $1,000, man. I got me a Louis Vuitton. You ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Still a stripper.
Nice bag. Keep it moving. I got a Prada bag that has it made me any money?
Yeah.
Fuck no. It made me look like something. It makes
you look like something. And you know, the person that taught me this shit is motherfucking A-Walker. Sauce Walker taught me that shit. Buying shit like that to look apart elevated him, dude.
Well, that's because the industry that he's in.
The industry that he's in, but it's also the industry that you're in, the industry that I'm in. Everything. Look, like right now, I have the podcast, I have the live. I can talk as much shit as I want, keep the 8 viewers that pop up. But if things change, if you saw the background change to the G-Wagon, to a Rolex, to a this, to a that in the penthouse, people would start to fucking respond faster.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So I understand.
To them, that is the credibility.
Exactly. Exactly. The material is the credibility to say, look, I'm good at what I do. That's why I bought $12,000 watch. I'm good at what I do. That's why I have a $100,000 car.
Yeah. That's the credibility. And that's fine. That's
and it works. It works.
All that is the marketing.
It's just marketing. That's it. Yeah.
That's the marketing hook. That's how I hook you in to listen to what I'm saying. Yeah. That's how I hook you in to buy my $10,000 seminar or my $50,000 course. That's how I hook you in. So those things I'm still writing off under my business. And see, people they don't see it like
business
that.
About that.
And see, the thing with Walk is everything that if we sat him on a podcast right now, he's going to tell you the shit that I fucking told you. He's going to tell you about law of attraction. He's going to tell you about believing himself. He's going to tell you about all those things. The only thing that he had that I didn't have was he was willing to risk it. And at that time, I was not willing to risk it because I was hustling. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he didn't, to him, his passion, back to the passion, his passion to be a rapper was so strong that he would risk everything around him, his friends, his dad, everybody, because he was so passionate about being what he is now today. So that's where me and him fell off, the money. You know what I mean? You're not going to fuck off my money.
Yeah.
But really, I should have been pushing him up. I just didn't have the passion behind him. I was too focused on myself, which I don't regret.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Regret at all. But what he would do is fake it till he make it. His whole thing, he's the king of that shit. Yeah. He's the king of letting you use his studio for free for a month of studio time. See, people don't think that. They think he paid for the studio time. No. The nigga is a finesser. He's a talker. And he has a lot to back it up.
He can leverage. Yeah.
He had the talent.
So, he can leverage. That's a big fucking deal, man.
Everybody thinks like, I was pissed off for a while, but I'm very happy for him. This was somebody that I cared a lot for. I worried about him being shot in the fucking streets.
Yeah.
Now he lives in a huge mansion where you're not gonna be able to touch him. He's gonna see you before you see him. You know what I mean? God forbid he goes broke. I would love for him to invest in his money. That's another story. I don't give a fuck.
But he is.
We don't know that.
He fucking opened up a record label. He's starting to sign artists and shit.
Yeah, that's continuing his passion. I'm talking about
this. You mean go further, diversify?
I'm talking about go and buy real estate.
You mean diversify?
Yeah, I'm talking about go put some money some cryptocurrency, some shit that he's not gonna listen to anybody. So that's why I don't give a fuck. He's one of those Dolly Mac people. Don't listen.
Damn. I'm a girl Dolly, man.
I love Dolly, but she know damn well she don't listen to nobody. She don't listen to I ain't gonna listen. I'll go in. Let me not go in on the girl.
I like Dolly.
No, I love Dolly.
I just like Dolly, like, like I said, fearlessness, man. That's a thing that fucking drives me on almost every single day. Like, for example, I'm going to check on my dad in fucking prison. I might not even be on the list. My address might not be right.
I think it is.
I'm just saying, it might not be right. So, only way I would know that for sure is to come the fuck up here.
Yeah.
So I had to take that fucking risk. But, you know, that's something that feeds almost everything that I do. Even when me raising my kids, I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Let me fucking see. I let my kids play with scissors, fucking chop food with knives. I got a 5-year-old who cooks with me every fucking time I cook dinner, and he chops the vegetables. And his grandparents probably never let him do that shit. But I'm not fucking grandma. I'm daddy. You get what I'm saying? So I get to do those things. I'm like the test proctor. I'm just here to see if you pass or fail the test and to give it to you. The mommy is the one who wants to make sure you don't get hurt or whatever the fuck. I'm just trying to give you education all day long, forever, until I fucking die. Like fucking Mufasa. That's it. That's all I am. Go to the fucking elephant graveyard. Go there, and I'll be there to make sure you don't fucking die. You don't fail your test. But at the same time, you're going to get to that point where I know you're not that fucking good here. Snatch you up. No, if you do any further, you'll get hurt.
That type of parenting is going to have people less afraid, less afraid of making money, less afraid of getting rich, of being taking a risk, because you're going to grow up. Hey, I grew up testing.
Yeah.
I grew up trying to figure this out on my own. So that's the type of parenting that helps you.
Yeah, we don't play it safe at all in my fucking house.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
At all, we don't play
Another
it
thing, too, that I have to instill in my home, too, is just the financial education to our kids, because they're not going to teach them that shit in school. We got to teach them that shit. We got to learn it and use it ourselves and then teach them. You know what I mean? That's going to be a big thing for me. Like, homegirl got to get her piggy bank together at 1 year old.
Yep.
And not touch that shit till you're 10.
Casey got a big-ass fucking 5-gallon jar, the water things.
Oh, yeah.
That's where he puts his money. Yep. And then whenever he hears the fucking ice cream man, the motherfucker will come in running. Oh, let me get some change out of nothing. I'm like, no. Every time you hear ice cream man, you want to buy some fucking ice cream.
Instant gratification. That's an example of instant gratification. You get paid, you work your ass off, you got your check, boom, I want to go out. I want to go have a drink.
And one thing I do, though, with Casey, being that he's 5 years old, is that when he does good or he has fun or I see the life and the passion behind something, I reward him. Positive fucking reinforcement. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, hey, remember that thing I said I was going to get? Boom, it's right here. Because you had fun at school. This is the first time he's ever been to school. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, you're having a good time at school. You're learning. You're doing the things I'm asking you to do. Here goes the fucking thing that you want. And now he's going to understand, okay, when I do this, I get rewarded. I get these things. And that is life. If you're a good person and you go best foot forward and you're fucking always hustling, always going on what you like that's making you feel good, eventually you'll get the fucking reward. But you also have to understand it's gotta not hurt anybody. And I don't mean like hurt someone's feelings. I mean physically fucking hurting people. Because that's what drugs do. You know what I mean? Like, drugs make you feel great, but doing them to excess.
But do they really? They make you feel great
for
an
a moment,
instant gratification.
But
instant gratification.
Exactly.
But after a while,
you're like, oh,
you'll feel
I hate smoking this drug. And
yeah,
you'll
come down like a motherfucker, and then you'll feel the not good feeling. So you're right. As long as you're doing something that is constantly making you feel good, keep doing that.
Yeah.
Keep doing that.
You gotta reinforce it. You gotta study your kids. You gotta be just as passionate as you want your kids to be about them.
And you know what too, it's like, I don't want to sit here and be these people that are, talking all this shit, but to the everyday woman who's a single mother, having to take her kid to school and take care of her child and stuff, investments and thinking bigger are probably not something she thinks about because she's so focused on her child, and that's great. But even out of that, you can monetize. Even out of being the single mom with the single mom blog. You think there's not others?
Nowadays,
that's what I'm saying, there's other
the money
moms.
is so much into our system that if you are not podcasting, streaming, fucking recording, you are potentially losing money. You could be a fucking construction worker. And if you wear a GoPro on your chest and film everything and then go get it edited at the end of the week, you could have a fucking potential million subscriber fucking podcast.
Anything that you're going through, there's somebody that can relate to you that wants to know. So, man, I fucking cannot stop smoking weed. And I spend all my money on weed. I need to stop this shit. Record it.
Blog it.
Talk about
Podcast.
it. Tell them how you did it. Get feedback from it. All those things are going to help you. You know what I mean? Man, I can't figure out why I'm in and out of relationships or why this just never works. Talk about it. Yep. There's somebody who's been through it or is going through it that you can get help from. Yeah, get help.
Get help and then help someone else.
It's not all about.
That's why I do what I do.
Airing out my dirty laundry. I'm not airing out my dirty laundry. I'm using this platform to get help because obviously the people that I have been with in my life thus far has not helped me.
Help me, yeah.
Exactly. So let me get on this worldwide fucking platform where there's millions of people that can possibly help me. Yeah, there'll be some people to talk shit to you. Fuck them. Yeah, we're talking.
Isn't there's your own family talk shit to you. When you grow up like us, talking shit don't mean nothing. The only thing you have to get past is feeling disrespected. If you think that someone talking shit to you is them disrespecting you, then you're gonna live a fucking shitty ass life where everybody who ever talks shit to you, you need to fight or some shit like that. And it's like, bro, I don't give a.
Why are you so offended?
You could talk shit about my fucking podcast all day long. For example, I had a fucking friend of mine, a close friend of mine. It was my roommate, one of my fucking junior Marines, Michael Alvarez. And he said something about my podcast, and I was like, okay. I responded to him because that's what I do. And then he went right into, like, just dogging me. And I was like, damn, this nigga must have never liked me. Because I thought we were boys. You know what I mean? I thought we were friends, fucking good friends. So that just shows me that you had this shit deep down inside you somewhere.
Or he's going through it
or you're going through your own shit.
At this
moment. And either way, and you should see the thread of these comments where I was like, bro, why are you... I'm just hurt. Why are you talking to me like that? Like, I'm not the one, bro. Like, eventually I'm going to air out some dirty laundry of you. Please back the fuck up. Don't do that. You're saying shit like this. And, just kind of like letting them know that I'm understanding you more with each fucking comment that you're posting. And the only reason I responded for so long is because he was a dear friend of mine. And then at the end, I was like, all right, bitch. Boom. And I let him fucking have it. Because at that point, it was like, fuck you. We ain't friends no more. Now I cannot be your friend because of look at how you feel about me. So fuck you. We ain't cool no more, bitch.
Yeah, you can't even have it in your mind to, like, even if you think about me that way, you don't even have enough control to word it.
Yeah, you
hold it back.
You can't even give it to me and be like
in a progressive way.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's not positive, it's not constructive criticism if you're just criticizing. Yeah. There's got to be a fucking solution to your problem.
Just like they say, holding people accountable without love is just torment.
Yeah.
If I get telling people the real
truth,
but if you don't say it in a loving, caring way, you're just being an asshole.
Yep.
And what are you gonna get being an asshole? People being an asshole to you.
Yep. But then on the reverse side of that is the receptor, like we talked about before. The receptor of that information is also that. For example, Tina is a bad receptor to information. Tina is a good pretender. She's a very good pretender. She can pretend to be hurt. She can pretend to be vulnerable. She can pretend very well. But the problem with pretending is that you got to go back to fucking reality there not soon after. You know what I mean? And then it becomes like, damn, nigga, I thought we just had to talk about doing great things and you were all about fucking doing it. Why are you not doing it? Because you're a pretender.
Because she had she's stuck in that traumatic age. Yeah. Whatever happened to Tina in that traumatic part of her life where she was 17, 18, whatever it was, she's still 17, 18. And she's still,
I think Tina 14.
Sometimes I look at her shit, I'm like, bro, we ain't got time for that shit. But I don't tell her nothing. I don't tell her because she's a bad receptor.
Yeah, because what the fuck is it gonna do?
And you don't want to, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, the love is there. Exactly.
Yeah, everything I tell her is out of love, and I always do it in a loving, sisterly way, because that's the only way that I want her to get from me. Yeah. I don't want her to. I have my sister ways where I'm like, bitch, you dumb. But I don't ever. But
it's never gonna be like, I think you are a piece of shit. Like, it's not gonna be that.
I don't want to ever be like that because I don't want our relationship.
That's why. That's the
way
I am. I am how I am with Tina because I see her do shit and then I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
No, this shit ain't gonna
be you're a fucking idiot.
Like,
but
you seen it
instead of telling you you're an idiot, I'll give you the alternative, which for me is, nigga, come over here and live with me. get back into Houston where you do better. You seem to do better. Hang out with fucking Phil so you can see that I'm not a piece of shit.
You're single. When Tina's single, she always comes up. Man. Always comes up. As soon as she gets a boyfriend, loses every fucking thing. Car, house, everything. You don't see the signs of that?
Yeah, like, nigga, that's...
To me, that would be like, hell no. I think we gotta go 287. Yeah, alright.
So that was my only solution. Like, I can tell you you're stupid all day long.
But why?
But what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't do that.
I have a room for you, bitch. Come over here and hang out. And
I don't do that. So I just...
nigga, you can do whatever the fuck you want back there. Just don't bring niggas to the house. Give a shit.
Man, fuck. It's a trip with her. And I worry a lot about her, but I have to just, like I said, be positive and pray, send a good words of encouragement to her, and that's where I leave it. Because gotta let people do their own path. Gotta let them do their own way. What they eat does not make you shit at all. And the more you give that energy to them, the more energy you're taking away from your own shit. So it's just like, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, look, for example, another thing that we did that I'm like, I see this. Daniel. When I told Daniel that one thing when we were having that conversation, and he just immediately went to attacking, and I was like, I've already dealt with you 100 times, even before I've even known you. I know how you are. I know how people like you are. So I'm not going to respond the way you want to get the response. I have to hit you with the long ball, you know what I mean? I have to hit you with the long pass.
And that's the people that's the type of person he needs to talk to.
Yeah,
you know
because
like that
I don't care, dog me all you want, nigga. Like, I've already looked in the mirror and said the worst shit to myself.
Yeah.
So
after
somebody else is not gonna feel.
Conversation we had with him, everything was smooth for like 2 or 3 weeks. I could see him catching himself. I could see him, you know what I mean? Like those things are healthy for him. He need that type of shit. But he's one of those people that, like, he has to do it himself. Him and Tina have a lot in common. It's kind of weird.
A lot of people from environments like us are the same, Samantha. That's why I make shit. My podcast is strictly about talking shit, because that's what we do. We love to get a beer or a cigarette and hang out with somebody and talk shit about things. So that's all I'm doing, talking shit.
It should be really easy to change and motivate them then. If it's a group of people that are all the fucking same, and that's the target market, it should be easy. But
we don't. I'm the only nigga I know doing this.
I'm Carnival. What the heck? Yeah, that's right.
I'm the only nigga I know that's sitting down and talking to people like this.
But you won't be.
And I hope not. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want other kids like me to be like, damn.
They are. I guarantee you someone else is going to put up podcasts and all this kind of stuff just from they got motivated from you. They got inspired by you.
I said, like the homie Jock.
Oh, yeah.
Jock went and did the same thing. And he gave me that little shout out, say, look, you're the person that made me want to do this. I fucking love that. Go, motherfucker, go. Be dope.
And he has his own way.
He's got his own way of thinking. It's not like Phil. I don't want you to be like Phil. I want you to be you.
Yeah, like Jock is somebody who went and did prison time.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? And motivates.
Man. Yes, everybody has their own testimony and story, And I mean, it's crazy. Like, I have a friend. Her name is Monique. You remember Monique, Phil? We went and did karaoke and stuff together. We used to work together.
I remember, kind of big.
Nah, Monique. I'll show you her one day, but if you see her, you'll remember her. Okay, you're gonna hit her right up here. But anyway, we used to work together. It's so weird. She was the first chick I ever met when I ever worked, when I ever danced. She was the first chick I ever met, and she was the only chick I kept in contact with when I quit. And ironically, me and her have always had a good relationship. We've never fell off, She is the reason why I'm working where I'm working right now. How crazy is that? We don't talk, we don't catch up, we don't nothing. But because of the relationship that we had, and because of how we kept with each other, she referred me to this person, who referred me to that person, and now I'm working at this job. You know what I mean? She is now, her husband is a minister. She's in the church. Like, total life change. Yeah, like total life change. And she's one of those people that'll give us the spiritual part of it. You know what I mean? Not so much the money part. Well, I'm lying. She has her own lash business. She has a studio. Like, shit can...
Man, all of my reward has come from being spiritual. All of my... I will, you know how they say, give glory to... I will give all glory to the grand creator of fucking life in this galaxy, universe. Because I believe it. I 100% believe that shit. I used to not, and motherfuckers who know me understand, I used to not believe, nigga, like not at all. So I do that shit, but on the regular basis, I don't talk about it. I don't witness it. You know what I mean? Because I feel me doing it is more of a witness for people like me. Mm-hmm. And that's the only people I know how to talk to. I mean, I can talk to other people, but to get a motherfucker, to convince a motherfucker, they got to be a little bit like Phil. A little bit, just screw a little loose, kind of, because that's how I am. You know what I mean? They got to have something wrong with them to look at Phil and be like, damn, I can do that too? Yes, motherfucker. Yep.
The main thing with that is, that I found with that is that, and I try to get Daniel to be on the same page, because I feel like Daniel would be in a spiritual alignment with God. That would be the answer. That's what I feel, but I think every wife feels like that. I don't know how that goes. You know, Nemo did it with Papo. Like, I see it like that all the time. But it's because you can't control everything, and when you have a spiritual connection, you can give it to God. You know what I mean? So many times I have to do this. It's up to me. It's my control. And what I say goes. No, it's not. If you think that, you have not submitted to the higher power, and you'll not reach the things that he can.
You're limiting yourself.
Yeah, because he can take you further than you can take yourself. And if you haven't submitted that, you're not ever going to see that part of it. And that's such a sad, traumatic loss. You know what I mean? Like, why would you even want to sit there and worry yourself? Well, who wants to live like that? Just give it to God. Let him do it. And that's all you have to do. Let him do it. And just witnessing and saying that out loud lets God know, okay, this is what she trusts me. And the power behind that is a big thing. But people, it's up to what you believe. It's up to how you were brought up.
And like the way you talk about it, like me, I'm not a Christian, big dog. I'm not a Christian at all. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not a secular religion. Like, I'm not any of those things, because I just can't fuck with it. That also limits my creator.
No, I know what you mean. So, well, you can't put a title on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
because when you start putting a title, when you start putting a title on it, then I don't like that. You can't do this, or you shouldn't do that, or you can't be all gay. Things are possible. Like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that either, because it goes against a lot. It's like contradictory.
And you know what I heard, Samantha? This is wild. I heard there. An interviewer or a reporter ran up on one of these rich ass mega church pastors, and she fucking asked him, like, didn't the Bible say it's harder for a rich man to get to heaven than to get a camel through the eye of a needle? And he said, he did say that, but he also said all things are possible with God. I was like, oh, that's that pimp game right there. Yeah. But it was so true. So you can say what the fuck you want about not getting to heaven, but if you believe in your religion, all things are possible with your creator. So
yeah, he
fuck
also
what you're
said,
talking about.
What belongs to Caesar, you give to Caesar. That means the money part of it is just paying your dues. My thing is, how can we expect people to tithe 10%, but we don't teach them how to make 20%? How can that be possible? How can you, as a Christian, tell them, hey, tithe 10%, but we don't have no programs or no speakers or educators telling us how to make 20%? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can make 20% extra, I'd give you 10, 15. But hey, that's another person. That's another story. That's another.
So we coming up?
Yeah, we're gonna
all right,
here.
Coming up. We had appreciate y'all fucking with your boy. Podcast out Tuesday. Get with it. Samantha's live on it.